Good day. So we're picking up where we left off on our Solutions Chapter 16 Intro PowerPoint. We just talked about this chart, and the next few slides we'll talk about it as well. So if you see alkali ammonium nitrates, those are always going to be soluble, and you'd write down AQ. Otherwise, you typically look at the non-metal, find it in the chart, and then look to see where the cation, the positive ion, is appearing, if it's soluble or low solubility. So anytime it's soluble, you write down AQ for its state. And that means it'll split into its ions. If it's low solubility, it does not dissolve, does not dissociate, and is symbolized by the S. So it's time for a little practice. Have your solubility chart handy, and we'll see how we get on. So we start off with CaNO3 2. We know that's NO3 is the negative ion, and we know nitrates are always soluble, so no precipitate. You don't have to take up all this space with it. You can just write soluble next to it, and then you can go and put the formula with AQ. In this case, you look up S, S2 minus, and then you go looking for the barium. And it's one of the few that is soluble. Barium is one of the few positive ions soluble with sulfide. So we put down AQ. Now we see formulas and spelling matters. Close cousin, we have barium sulfate. So you look up sulfate, SO4, and see where the barium fits. In this case, it is low solubility, and so it's symbolized with an S. This will precipitate out in Wawa. NH4Br, well, we see we got ammonium at the front end, so it has to be soluble, and that means AQ. MgCO3. Now carbonates, this is one of those three at the bottom, and so you got to check it out, but most of the time carbonates like to precipitate out, and magnesium is one of the examples. And this is something that we often find in hard water, water that have minerals in them. Ag2SO4, you look at sulfate, then you go for the silver, and you see low solubility, or insoluble. Silver loves to precipitate out. So it's one of the things that is typically going to form insoluble compounds. Aluminum hydroxide, look up hydroxide, check out the aluminum, and it's another insoluble. Boy, the fun continues. Well, this one clearly has to be soluble because K is an alkali metal, and alkali metal ions are always soluble in this game using that chart.